gang? I received my package from Rogan Tools or Rogan USA. Let me get it. I guess I might have not even got that in frame there, but here we go. He has sent me a replacement for the one that he sent me a replacement for the one that I dinged the front of on the last video. And this one is the replacement. It looks like I may have got another blemished one. Yeah, another blemished one, but that's cool. That's what I paid for. And I got stuff that he said this should go through with no problem. It turns out, gang, that the nail that I pounded it through was, once he did a hardness test on it at his shop where he has technological advancements that I do not have, he found out that the hardness was right around the hardness of this thing. So it would have been equal to taking two of these bars and just slamming them together, and, you know, one would be slightly harder than the other one and would probably ding it. So that's why it dinged on that nail. But here we have some testing equipment, some testing pieces that we can take outside. This looks like about a 1/4-inch piece of mild steel, like not hardened. And we got a bolt and a smaller bolt and a screw. What appears to be just a wood screw. So we will take these out and try to find a good place to test them. Here, when I'm showing them side by side, I was just showing you they are equal thickness, that they are both about a 1/4 inch thick. As you can see here, I started having a little tough time with it. It started kind of skipping across because I couldn't get it to stay still on that piece of wood. That's why I kind of tapped it down into the piece of wood to try to dent it in there to get it to stay. So here, gang, I take that piece of 1/4-inch mild steel that I was working on earlier, and I use the pry bar basically as an anvil and straighten it back out on it, and then I end up driving it the rest of the way through it. do that again if I try. What is up, gang? Man, it is hot outside. So, I just got in. Let me shut the air conditioner off. I'm sure that makes for a much better listening experience. So, I'm back in from testing the Rogan MUTT Foreman, as you can see there. And as you can see there, it turned out much different than it did last time. Because of science and testing. Because whenever I damaged it with that nail, I sent that nail back to Rogan. I taped the piece of it that I could find to the pry bar and mailed it back to Rogan. And he did a test on it and determined that the hardness was equal or a little bit greater than the hardness of this steel on this bar. Because you can only harden this to such a degree before it will want to break, before it will start to become brittle. So he keeps his hardness at a certain, what would you call it? There's a little bit of wiggle room. It's like a 50 to misspeak there, gang. The tool itself is 50 to 55 hardness. The nail that I sent was 55 to 58. So the nail was harder than the tool. You basically like taking two of these bars and trying to drive one through the other one. You're going to damage the edge when you get to a certain hardness of material. You know, they aren't indestructible. This is just a piece of hardened steel. So, with that said, I'm very happy with the customer service from Rogan USA. He's coming out with another batch of tools, and they are up on his website today. Let's see, what else? You've seen by the testing that I put it through the same shit that I put it through last time. Even more so because I stopped when I put the two dings in the top edge of the prior bar. The only damage, there's a little burr right there. Just a tiny, I mean, you can't even see it. I'm trying to even tilt it back so you can see it. There's just a tiny little burr there that's nothing. I'm going to take a sharpening stone and go like this on it, and it's gone. So that was the only damage that I felt. and that is not damaged. That came from the factory or his shop. I'm guessing that's part of like the blemish deal, because it came with a little bit of a patina on it, a little bit of staining on the back, but like all my tools, it's going to get that anyway, so I don't mind at all. And for the awesome customer service that I got to experience, because a lot of times you don't have to, but this time I had to, because of a mistake on my part. And he made it right, even though I was under the impression I wasn't. If I thought it was harder than this, I wouldn't have drove it into it, because I understand hardnesses and whatnot of steel. But I assumed, just because it was a rusty old nail, that it was not as hard as this treated piece of steel, but it was. And I also learned from Mike Rogan that like today's nails, screws, etc., are not made to that standard or sturdiness or whatever of back in the day. So you might want to take that in mind if you purchase one of these and you're doing some work, maybe tearing down an old barn or something where you would run into older steel, because it seems like they have different standards or different techniques of making nails today than they did back then, or they're using slightly less quality steel, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm just rambling now. But I very much enjoy being able to put this through the abuse that I put it through. It was fun. And it's satisfying to see it perform the way it was intended. And with that said, gang, I recommend going to the Rogan USA website. I recommend this tool, the Rogan MUTT Foreman. Please watch my prior video. This will be part 2. So please watch part 1. You get filled in if you didn't understand what I was talking about with the nail and all that shit. You will get to see me actually put the dings in the prior one and go through the process with me. So until next time, gang, peace out.